Martin Robinson, you've just got back from playing The Division. How did you find it?
I thought it was a good video game. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. Now, I've heard bits and pieces about The Division over the last few years, but I can't really picture in my head what the game is actually like. The current description flying around the internet that I read is that it's Ubisoft's take on Destiny. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
Yeah. Basically, that's the easiest way to think about it. When The Division was first kind of announced, E3 2013, they had that trailer. It looked really exciting, but nobody back then really had much of a grasp of what a bit massively online RPG shooter was going to be like. Like, it was a whole new concept back then, really, like on console anyway, and no one really kind of could get their heads around what it was kind of involved. But now, a certain game came out, which we're not allowed to talk about. Well, no, we can't talk about it. A certain game came out like a couple of years, just over a year ago, called Destiny, and now everyone knows what this kind of game is, how it kind of works, and yeah. So basically, a really simple way, but quite a reductionist way to think of the Division is it is just basically Destiny in like an abandoned New York. Right. With Tom Clancy kind of gadgets and tools. It's obviously like it's much more than that. Destiny does quite a lot of things better than The Division. The Division does quite a lot of things better than Destiny. And they are two games with completely distinct personalities. But it is a fairly accurate and a way of thinking about it. They think of it as kind of like a as like Ubisoft's Destiny.
Yeah, because I remember when it was first announced and they were showing off these videos of people using iPads to fly drones around and stuff, and I presume all that stuff's been taken out now.
It shows how long it's been in development, really, because it was originally supposed to come out in 2014, this game, and obviously it's 2016 now, and it's been delayed quite a lot. Back when it was first kind of revealed, people thought that second screen gaming was still a cool thing, and it was all about playing on your iPad and everything. And I'm not sure if that stuff's even been taken out really, but they're certainly not talking about it anymore. And I assume it has been quietly killed because, as it turned out, although the idea of like a massively online shooter RPG was quite prescient and actually is kind of awesome in 2016, the idea of friends playing with iPads next to you isn't so awesome.
Do you think maybe they saw the success of Destiny and decided to scrap certain elements and
what's actually quite interesting about it is because when that video was released at E3 2013, it was obviously one of those big kind of slightly dishonest Ubisoft trailers, which obviously Watch Dogs is a famous one where the final game looked nothing like it, and in some ways didn't really play much like, I don't think, as what you saw in the trailer. Some of the features seem to be missing or kind of skimped. Whereas this, okay, it doesn't look quite as good now as it did back in the trailer, but every single kind of mechanic is in that was in that trailer is in this game in some way.
So you can close car doors, right?
You can. I spent the first 5 minutes of the demo closing car doors. You can close car doors. You can shoot the crap out of cars. And all the kind of gadget stuff's in there. This feels like a game which had a very clear vision for. Back when Massive started doing it, which was probably back a long time ago. I imagine when they were first bought by Ubisoft in 2008. It feels like they had a really clear vision of the game they wanted to make, and they've stayed true to it. It's taken them a long time to do it, but this kind of absolutely massive open world, which is like free to roam, which is something that obviously Destiny doesn't do, and this kind of really cool online shooter RPG, that all that stuff's in there. And so it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a response to the success of Destiny or kind of anything like that. It feels like its own thing. It just kind of had the similar kind of idea that Bungie had, and Massive have gone about it in their own way, as to how Bungie did it. And they've done it in, I think, a way which is interesting in different kind of ways as to what Bungie's doing.
So talk us through how a typical session on The Division would go then. I guess you start off in a hub world, meet your mates, and proceed on from there?
Yeah, so basically we started from, I think there were two sessions in our gameplay. We've had like 2 hours where we started off in a little hub world where you can go and basically meet your friends and kind of hook up. And then we did the first few missions of the game, which was like establishing your base of operations. Going out there and basically doing a mission to clear it out. And then the base of operations is that is an area which is it's your area as a single player. So if you go in there, you can't see anybody else in there because that area reflects your progress in the game.
Okay.
And so you slowly upgrade it. You like build more wings. You upgrade like the different divisions in there, and then as you do that, that kind of unlocks all the different perks and different things for you. And so that kind of reflects that's the one area in the game which kind of it's isolated from the multiplayer side to a certain extent, and it reflects your progress. But then elsewhere in the world, there are like other safe spaces which are more like social spaces where you can see people and hang out. And then also there's a dark zone, which I'm not sure if you know about. Basically in the middle of the map. There is like an area you can basically jump over a fence, and when you jump over the fence, and thanks to the magic of what Massive have done with their servers, there's no matchmaking or anything, and there's no kind of loading. You just kind of jump into it, a short little pause, and then you're in a PvP zone, which is basically almost got like a DayZ vibe to it. Basically, it's you can. It's full of like loads of high-end enemies. You'll stumble across other people, and you'll not know if they're hostile or not. It's basically so you can be there with a group of friends. You can walk around there, stumble into other squads of people who might help you take down like a really high-level enemy, or they might just shoot the crap out of you.
That's quite exciting. I like that idea.
Interestingly as well, you can basically go through and do something in the dark zone and kind of do a kind of a mission in there, get some amazing loot, and if somebody wants on your squad, they can turn on you, kill you, and take the loot for themselves.
Nice. I was going to say, actually, what kind of like loot rewards are there? Because if it's an MMO, there's going to be certain amounts of mission grinding and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of loot, and obviously, and the core loop of it is as well. As like anyone who's played Destiny will attest how powerful it can be. Is basically going, doing missions, getting loot, seeing the numbers go up, and then seeing the numbers that pop out of people's heads when you shoot them, which is obviously a lot like Destiny as well. Seeing those numbers just go up and up and up.
Yeah.
Which, as someone who's spent quite a lot of time playing Destiny, can attest, like that turns out to be quite intriguing.
I noticed in one of the clips there's these big guys wearing armor that are like massive, like bullet sponge enemies, and you keep getting knocked down by grenades and revived and stuff. It felt a little bit odd to me that these guys were like super bullet sponges. Like, it's kind of the same as having the big enemies in Destiny, but I can kind of forgive them for being bullet sponges because they're like big aliens or robots.
Yeah, so like the first half of the game, we played a few missions where it's like the first, I think it's like 3 or 4 missions, of which you'll probably get in the beta. And that was all fairly straightforward stuff. Obviously, they are bullet spongy to an extent. And then we played some high-level stuff later on, where you get to level 20. We were boosted to level 20, had all the perks unlocked. And one of the bosses I came up against, and that was like a good, like, prolonged 5-10 minute fight of just shooting a guy repeatedly in the head. And obviously, I can understand that that's not going to appeal to some people. Some people find it weird that it is just, just these massive bullet sponges that take loads and loads of time to take down. But that's kind of part of the remit, really. It's a shooter RPG, and that's how it's going to work.
Yeah.
So if you don't buy into that, you're not going to buy into the Division. But
yeah, I can kind of buy into the fact that a big like spider mech would take ages to shoot, but some dude wandering around with a minigun.
He's got a lovely hat, and he's got a special helmet.
I guess
helmet of +1 protection. So that's how he does it.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, it's all right now. I understand now.
But the one problem it does have, I think, is the fact that obviously making comparisons to Destiny, which is probably unfair to an extent, but I'll do it anyway because I'm awful. Obviously, Destiny's made by Bungie, who are really good at making guns that feel amazing, and the shooting is just incredible in Destiny. In the Division, the cover-based gunplay works. It works well enough, but it feels a bit paper thin, and it doesn't have the kind of weight that you'd get from other games. So the core shooting part just isn't as much fun as Destiny. Right. But on the flip side, you have this amazing world that's almost pretty much seamless to go and explore.
Is there can you go into buildings?
Yeah, I'm not sure to the extent, because we didn't have that much time to explore, and you can you can just go wander off around the map and stumble across all this decent stuff, and like find yourself in a car park where there's like a little side mission, or just come across like a mob of enemies you can take down. So there's loads and loads to explore, and the open world itself is awesome. It looks great as well. It's like a 1-to-1 recreation of Manhattan.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's actually surprisingly accurate, and because of its accuracy, it kind of lends it kind of authenticity, which is awesome. And it's just really cool playing a kind of RPG that's set in a contemporary world. And it does very much feel like an RPG. It's easy to look at it and think it's a kind of it's another contemporary shooter kind of thing. It's a shoot, but it feels very much like an RPG. It's got the same kind of compulsion loops that you get in an RPG that keep you coming back for more, just wanting to get more loot and wanting to see those numbers go up and wanting to see if you can find a special hat, because you really want a special hat with +1 protection so you can be a bullet sponge yourself.
Fair enough.
And then also the whole kind of team play mechanic as well is very RPG-ish, where you've got someone aggro, like drawing aggro from people, and then someone buffing someone else with all the different perks. It's like super RPG-esque, and so yeah, that side comes together really well.
So now you've had a big hands-on with the game. Are you feeling a bit more positive about it than you were before? Are you excited for it now?
I think it's a little bit rough around the edges. The shooting doesn't feel quite great. I think visually it looks a bit rough sometimes, although I think that's because I was playing on Xbox One.
Right. Is that what this footage is taken from? Is it? Right.
And sorry, that's not me being, oh my god, OMG Xbox One 900p. I don't think the PS4 version, even though it's slightly higher resolution, is going to look that much better.
No, I've seen a few graphic pop-ins in the cutscenes and stuff.
But on PC it looks great, so that's how I'd probably choose to play it. So yeah, it looks a little bit rough around the edges, but the central stuff in it is it speaks to me. I like seeing numbers go up, and I like RPGs like that, and I love the setting. So yeah, I can't wait for it. I've still got quite a few questions around it though. I wouldn't mind, somewhat bizarrely, they wouldn't talk about the end game player versus environment stuff, effectively like raids, which is obviously the most important part, I think, about a game like this. When you're talking about something like Destiny, it's the raids that keep people coming back and keep people like really into it. And I don't know why they're doing this. They won't talk about them. They said there's something they're going to talk about in the future. It's like the game's coming out in 2 months, dude. Just like get it. Just tell us.
Well, yeah, I mean, and looking at this gameplay and listening to what you've said, I'm definitely more interested in this game than I was. I mean, especially that Dark Zone stuff. That sounds really cool. That sounds like the portion of the game that I'll want to spend the majority of my time in.
Yeah, and it's also, I know you make of Destiny comparisons. I know a lot of people don't like Destiny, and quite a lot of times for good reason. I think this could kind of do... I know you're not a particularly big fan of Destiny yourself, are you?
No.
But I think you might find this more suited to your taste than Destiny, because it does. I think it's got more stuff for a solo player. They said you can play quite easily solo it. There's a lot more kind of content that's aimed for that kind of thing. It's got some more interesting ideas. The world's really cool, and I think people, instead of just thinking it as something, like this is just like Destiny, but Ubisoft Destiny, I think it actually goes above and beyond in some ways, and actually might kind of appeal to people more, a certain group of people more than Destiny appealed to them.
Well, I think that's all the time we've got, Martin. Thanks for filling us in on...
Thanks for having me.
What is it? Open World Watch Dogs?
Oh, it's good. Ubisoft Destiny, Open World Watch Dogs, Thinking Man's... I don't know, whatever.
Thinking Man's... The Crew on Foot.
It's Prince of Persia with guns.
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's just it's a good video game. That's what it is.
Excellent. Well, thanks again for speaking to us, Martin, and thanks to everyone who's watched this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more from Eurogamer. Goodbye.
Bye.
God damn it. You know, that song, the one about the bridge. What's the name of that shit?
Forgot
to mention that part. That guy sings it.